Get in this room and he sits down
And I walk in and Kobe's sitting there. First thing Kobe said, "Did you bring your shoes?"
Kobe didn't tell Jordan stories like a fan, he told them like a guy who actually survived the aura. 5 moments, 5 receipts. But one of them starts with Kobe walking into a private room in a suit and asking MJ, "Did you bring your shoes?" And it only gets crazier when the league calls Jordan Black Jesus.
You mean Black Jesus? Like, what the?
And Jordan hits Kobe with a line that flips him into silence until he answers with 55. Phil Jackson said Kobe met Jordan and instantly tried to turn the conversation into a one-on-one. Kobe Bryant didn't meet Michael Jordan the way most young stars would. No nervous laugh, no long speech about idols. Phil Jackson sets it up like a respectful introduction. Jordan is retired, stops by, and Phil wants him to talk to this hungry young guard. Michael Jordan walks into the room wearing a suit. Kobe instantly turns it into competition.
First thing Kobe said, "Did you bring your shoes?"
The first thing Kobe asked is basically, "Did you bring your shoes?" Not as a joke, but as a message. Because Kobe wasn't there to collect a memory. He was there to measure himself, to see how close he really was to the legend. The crazy part is Jordan actually loved that energy. He didn't see a kid begging for approval. He saw a kid with a dangerous mindset, the kind that doesn't shrink in the presence of greatness. And that moment sets the tone for everything that comes after. Kobe's respect for Jordan was real, but it was never quiet. But to understand why that question was so bold, you have to understand what Jordan's name did to grown men in the NBA. Around the league, Jordan wasn't talked about like a normal superstar. Players described him like a force of nature. Kobe even remembers asking older guys what it was like to guard Mike, and the response wasn't technical advice. It was fear in story form. Someone basically tells him, "You mean Black Jesus?" And Kobe's reaction is perfect. He's confused like, "Black who? I'm calling him Mike."
You mean Black Jesus? Like, what the? Black who? Like, I'm gonna call him Mike. That's his name.
That's what separated Kobe early. Most players accepted the myth and played careful. Kobe didn't want the myth. He wanted the truth up close, in real time, under pressure. Because in Kobe's mind, the fear around Jordan wasn't a reason to back up. It was proof that this was the standard. If Jordan could make the whole league feel small, then Kobe wanted to learn how. And when Kobe finally got the chance to guard him, he learned fast that TV Jordan and real-life Jordan weren't the same person. Watching Jordan on TV makes everything look smooth. It looks like art. You see the spin move, the baseline attack, the footwork, and you think you understand it. Then Kobe gets on the court with him.
So the level of fear that he inspired in others was insane.
And suddenly the timing is different. The strength is different.
Because I'd seen that spin move so many times, and then I knew he was going to do it. But the timing on TV and then in person are 2 completely different things.
The space Jordan creates doesn't come from speed alone, it comes from precision.
So he just spun right before I thought he was going to spin, and I was like, man, that was pretty cool.
Kobe describes knowing what was coming and still being late. He'd see the spin 1,000 times on tape, but in person Jordan spins before you think he will. And by the time you try to body him off the spot, Jordan just shrugs you away like you're not there. That's the lesson. Jordan wasn't just skilled, he was efficient. No wasted movement, no extra steps. Everything had a purpose, and that purpose was to put you in a bad position, then punish you for it. Kobe didn't leave that matchup embarrassed. He left it educated, because Kobe's whole career ran on one belief. If you want to become the best, you don't study random players, you study the best. And for him, Jordan was the textbook.
Giving me a great amount of advice, amazing amount of detail, strategies, workout regimens, and things like that. So, I mean, seriously, I don't think people really understand the amount of impact that he's had on me as a player and as a leader.
But Jordan didn't just teach Kobe with buckets. He taught him with words too, and one line stuck in Kobe's head like a splinter.
When I turn around on my jump shot, how to feel the defense, I told me you should feel the defense with your legs. Once you feel the defense with your leg, you can take advantage of that.
At some point, the relationship turns into something bigger than highlights and matchups. Kobe talks about Jordan like a big brother, someone he communicated with, someone who influenced him deeply.
Is Michael Jordan a friend of yours? He's a good mentor, man. He's like a big brother.
When you and Michael go out to dinner, who picked up the check at the end of that meal?
Well, he does. He's big brother.
Oh, he does? Okay.
Big brother always picks it up.
But here's the thing about Jordan. Big brother energy doesn't come with soft compliments all the time. Jordan's the type to test you, so the story goes, Kobe's wearing Jordans, and Jordan hits him with a brutal line something like, "You can put the shoes on, but you'll never fill them." It's classic Jordan, half joke, half warning, and Kobe takes it exactly the way Jordan would have, taking it at 18 as a challenge.
Spun all the way around. Go for these ribs right here.
Michael and I both know there's certain players that we can intimidate. Certain players are afraid.
Then Kobe does something that feels almost unreal, but totally believable. If you know him, he goes quiet. No talking, no joking with teammates, just a locked-in mode. That makes everyone around him uncomfortable. Practice gets intense, the vibe changes, teammates start wondering if he's mad at them because he's moving like a man with a deadline. And deep down, everybody understands what's happening. Kobe isn't arguing with Jordan's words. He's preparing an answer. And when the rematch finally comes, Kobe doesn't give a speech, he gives a scoreboard. When Jordan comes to LA with the Wizards, everyone already knows how Kobe's wired. They know he's not stretching for a regular game. They know the ball isn't being shared like normal, because this isn't just Lakers versus Wizards to Kobe. This is Kobe versus the line. And he goes nuclear. Kobe drops 55 points on Jordan's Wizards, pouring in bucket after bucket like he's trying to send a message in a language only Jordan respects. Relentless scoring, no fear, no breaks. It's the kind of game where you can feel the intent behind every possession, not hate proof. And that's what makes the Kobe Jordan story so addictive. People love the debate, but the real meaning is simpler and sharper. Kobe didn't want to be called the next Jordan as a compliment. He wanted it to be earned. So when Jordan says, "You'll never fill these," Kobe's response is basically, "Watch me try." Not for the cameras, not for the internet, for the one person whose opinion felt heavier than the whole league.
If I was in my prime, who would I want to play one-on-one with? That list is very long. Start off with Jerry West, Elgin Baylor, Kobe Bryant in his prime, LeBron in his prime, D. Wade in his prime, Melo. That's a good start. Yeah, I don't think I lose. Other than Kobe Bryant because he steals all my moves.